By the end of this year, bro, she'll have 200 plus.
Oh yeah.
She's at 50 in February. Think about it.
Yeah, she just started that that every night.
The compound effect from motivations alone and the event in Vegas.
Yeah,
Like she'll have a lot of content too.
yeah, that'd be crazy. We're gonna hire a photographer for buy the one in September. It's in St. Louis, but have like a photographer come like see us like get ready in suits and dresses and shit and like walk out and in the event in the arena and everything. Probably.
I have a guy who would follow your every move and probably fly out to St. Louis.
Oh yeah, was that the guy who is he from Claremont, Orlando?
Yeah, I'm from Naples, bro. That's my boy Raph. We like worked like 5 years together.
That was the guy that shot for you
me,
recently. Yeah.
Yeah, he drove up from Naples and did it for free because he's my boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone like that is young guy, knows what he's doing, complete professional setup as far as all of his equipment. Like you'll feel like you're in a walking like photo shoot. And he'd drive out to St. Louis and be ready to go.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might do it. It's definitely hard, bro. Like trying to get the right stuff. It's good to I eventually want somebody I can obviously pay on a regular basis. Like tell me what to do, what move, how do I walk, what should I look like, setting me up, framing, buildings, like, whatever shit like that. I wish there was a way that I could blast out my live more.
What do you mean blast out your live more?
Like send it like to get people on. Like right now, I'll send it to you right now. It'll probably pop up for you.
You gotta do like when you go live, you ever see like people like say Grant Cardone went live when he goes.
It'd be
live,
like he tagged you.
Yeah,
like
mentioned you.
Mention you, yeah.
That's what you need.
How do you mention? How do you like mention people? I don't even know how that works.
I don't know if you can figure that out.
Because right now, it hasn't like clicked or something. I don't know if it's like algorithm or something, but it hasn't like clicked for like people to come on. Because like it'll be like nobody and then like 5 people.
It's the same way that Fran puts messages in her when she goes live. Like I get a notification saying Francesco,
like it's going live.
Yeah, it's going live, but she has a message behind it. She's like, I don't know. One I saw yesterday, I think was like eat lunch with me. Like she typed something there. You type mentioned you in his live. Like you just make it look like Instagram wrote that, but you really typed it. And you put like you literally type
my handle, my username at Cody mentioned you.
No, you don't even say at Cody. You just say mentioned you in his live, so it looks like Instagram wrote.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah,
I'm canceling this shit. Dude, that's genius. I'm just gonna keep this one on so people can watch me doing this right now. Oh man. Yeah, it's weird, bro. Like there'll be, nobody, and then it'll be like 10 people. It's weird.
That's like, just some algorithm of them getting notified. I don't know.
Savage. Did you get? Did you pop it on your phone?
No, because I think you're live. I think you need to redo.
I just restarted it.
Oh yeah, there we go.
You see it?
Yeah, but you need to fix like it came up, but
what is it?
It goes away so quick.
There we go. Yeah. What's up, guys? I'm gonna go straight to it. And so I said bulletproof for this. Oh, like that part.
But you just gotta make it look like Instagram.
Oh, how do I change it?
I don't know if you can change it.
Gavin's on here. He said I can literally hear Fran. Bro, she goes so ham on her lives back there. It makes me feel like I'm like, yo, I need to get on right now. I gotta talk to the world. I gotta tell people what's going on because she's going so hard back there, and she had 48 people on her live last night at one time, and she'll probably hit 100 people on her live at one time. in the next, month or two. I don't even know. So it's just crazy. But I'm like, yo, I got to step my shit up. I got to put on a show here. I gotta, add some value. This is like general. This isn't going to be just I know I've been talking about like real estate a lot, but hey, Gavin, love you too, man. Hope all is well, bro. Been trying to catch up with you, man. Life is crazy, bro. Life is crazy. I'm selling houses in Charlotte. I had 5 appointments with sellers negotiations this evening with Charlotte properties that I'm working on, getting under contract. One in Mount Holly, actually, but the rest are in Charlotte city limits. So buying and selling near you. And this message is brought to you by 10x cash flow. But seriously, though, the point of this, I was going to say that there are barriers to entry, and the more barriers to entry there are in business, and the more barriers to entry there are into getting into things, usually it's really, really worth it. So like right now, I'm actually stressed as I'm on here doing this, because I'm working on I'm minting my first NFT, and it's called Vapes. It's very, very big international global project. And anyway, this is my first time doing it, and I've had to convert my Ethereum from the Ethereum network and then over to the Polygon network. And so now it was a whole ordeal. And so I take my Ethereum from like Gemini, like from my holding app, so like from my wallet, to MetaMask, and then from MetaMask I had to take my Ethereum over to the Polygon network, and then use wrapped Ethereum, convert the Ethereum into wrapped Ethereum. So you can Google this stuff, because I don't know how to explain it, but wrapped Ethereum is like a more advanced, more updated, more secure, and like bulletproof, fireproof Ethereum. I don't know how to say it, like different tokens and things like that. By the way, Gavin, I'm actually going to be visiting North Carolina sometime this summer, summer, at some point, because Alex is having the baby in June, and so we're going to Raleigh at some point. And then we'll do Charlotte as well while we're there, and hit Elevation Church. Anyway, so hopefully anybody watching out there in crypto is a crazy space, and there are a lot of barriers to entry into these high level projects, these these niche projects, especially in NFTs, where I think the real value is. I think people kind of confuse it, and I'm not going to talk about crypto much, but there's a cryptocurrency, which is what you use, but NFT is like really the full-on application of crypto. So I think it is amazing, but it is really hard. Shit is really hard to learn and to navigate, and there's a lot of tech issues, and there's a lot of fees and delays, and a lot of things to know, a lot of knowledge to learn about how to use different wallets, how to use the different currencies, the different networks, all these things. But I go to say all this stuff because there's a lot of barriers to any type of success. So if it's really easy to get into, right? So same thing is like, okay, actually, to put this into a normal world perspective where everybody can understand it, just think of barriers to entry. So when there's high barriers to entry, it's usually a good sign. It is a good sign that it is worth going through pain. It is worth going through, pushing through those barriers and that resistance to get to the other side of that, whatever that is. So for me right now in this moment, literally tonight, I'm spending hours on getting my my network right on the Polygon network, my crypto, all the stuff, because I'm minting my first NFT tonight called Babes, this huge international project. And there are a lot of barriers to entry. Well, first I had to, obviously get onto like the VIP list, whitelist, whatever. And then now there's this whole tech thing and transferring here and putting currency here and gas fees and all these things. So there are a lot of barriers, and there's a lot of barriers to entry. Let's say in a real world or a normal people world, everybody can understand perspective or example. Let's say college. Okay. So if you have talking about barriers to entry, to kind of understand this, like how it can relate to business and these different aspects. Okay. So let's say you're trying to get into college, which everybody did that, right? So as you're applying to get into college, there's larger barriers and more barriers to entry when trying to get into a prestigious university. So if you're trying to get into a prestigious university in an Ivy League school, there are a lot more barriers to entry than getting into your local community college or state college. So the same goes for business projects. Like right now, I'm stressed about this minting my first NFT tonight, having my Ethereum wrapped in the right thing, on the right token, on the right, network. So there's a lot that goes into that. And same with like my actual business and real estate, my real estate investing industry and my niche. There are a lot of barriers to entry. And I know obviously in general, there are low barriers to entry in real estate, but to climb to a higher level, to do a lot of deals, to really grow yourself, to be a big deal yourself, and to explode your network and to explode your deal flow and to really get in a rhythm and to earn a lot, and not just do, a deal a month or something. I guess for single family, you want to do multiple, you want to do a lot. But if there's so many barriers, you have to learn marketing platforms, you have to learn marketing strategies, you have to learn negotiations, you have to learn, for acquisitions and dispositions. So acquiring properties, reselling properties, growing my investor list, my buyers list. So there's so many barriers. Even just technology. Like today, I've spent hours on technology stuff. So today, 3 or 4 hours today in the office, setting up our new texting platform, so that it's so many barriers, right? You have to find the right tech support person. You have to find the right person that has the key, the gatekeeper to help you get into the right texting platform, to help you set up your drip campaigns, your follow-up campaigns. So there's so many barriers to entry in all these things in business. So just remember that when you're trying to get into something right now, like as I'm minting my first NFT tonight, it's taken literally hours of work just to get me in the right place, in the right situation, to be able to mint my first prestigious NFT tonight. So there's so much that goes into it. And most people will meet those barriers to entry and say, oh man, I don't have any money, or I can't invest in my business. Like, well, if you don't have the mindset to invest money into your business and into yourself first and foremost, then you're not going to have a return on investment. You're going to be scraping the barrel and scraping pennies, or at least you'll be putting a ceiling, putting a cap on your potential, on yourself and on your business. So specifically for me in real estate investing, if we never put money into our business, if we never put money into our texting platforms, never put money into paying our virtual assistants to do so much of the hard work for us on the front end, if we didn't do that, if we didn't pay for marketing, if we didn't pay for email things, email templates, if we didn't pay for all the SMS text that we blast out for our deals, if we didn't do all these things, if we didn't invest this money, if we didn't fight through and push through these barriers to entry, we wouldn't achieve success and do this. So I think that's my biggest thing, is just being absolutely bulletproof. I feel like in my life right now, I'm just fucking crushing brick wall, like freaking barrier, another mountain to climb, another hurdle, another hoop to jump through. And so there's so many variables, there's so many obstacles to every single day to get where I want to go. But that's because I'm growing bigger. And as I'm becoming bigger as a person, I can solve these problems, and I can be bigger than these problems and bigger than these obstacles. But the problem is most people are smaller than the problems. Most people are smaller than the obstacles. Okay. So most people will be like, I'm just a small person and it's just these big hurdles. There's these big obstacles that I can't overcome because I'm small. And so when people say, wow, this adversity is too much for me, these obstacles are too big for me, this stress is too much for me, like this business is too hard for me, selling real estate is too hard for me, getting into this NFT project is too hard for me, there's too many steps. When you feel like that, you are saying, I'm a small person and I'm not worthy of that success. I'm not worthy of that is exactly what you're telling the world. That's exactly what you're telling God when you say these barriers to entry are too much for me. But how I see it, and my vision and my perspective, while I will be wildly successful in everything that I do, with my money, with my body, with my mental, with whatever, with my network, because when I see barriers, when I see adversity, when I feel resistance, when I feel some shit pushing back at me, I'm like, I go harder, boom, punch, I'm punching, because I know when I'm feeling the resistance the most. I say this in my head, I say this so much. Francesca can vouch for this. All the people around me, I say this all the time. I said it probably 12 times today. I say, I am 3 feet from acres of diamonds. I'm 3 feet from acres of diamonds. I am 3 feet from acres of diamonds. And so when you can really visualize that, when you can say, I am so close, I am so close to popping off. Trent's right here. We were on the phone earlier. I said, we are so close to popping off because we are facing so much resistance. There is so much shit that we are overcoming. There are so many obstacles and problems we were coming through. What's up, MIC brother? We gotta connect, man. There, when you see the problems and obstacles and you see resistance, like, man, like this job is hard, getting a promotion is hard, growing my finding better deals, finding better real estate deals is hard. When you feel those obstacles and that resistance, when you feel like, damn, this is some adversity, and you just freaking buckle up, strap your boots up, and you just fucking go, and you just go harder. Because when you feel resistance, that means you just keep pushing through, and you will be blessed on the other side. God is going to bless you. God blesses and rewards those who say, there is no obstacle too big for me. There is no adversity that's too much for me. There's no stress, and there's no technical issues. There's no physical, restrictions. There's no mental block that is going to keep me from doing what I want to do, from keeping me from building my dream life and chasing that next win. There's nothing in this world that can stop me from chasing that next win and just becoming absolutely fucking crazy obsessed on getting to where I want to go. There is nothing that can ever stop that, and nothing that ever will. I'm telling you, I've done so many things, and every single day there's a moment, and I say, wow, everybody would have quit 3 hours ago. Everybody would have quit 3 weeks ago. Everybody would have quit 3 months ago if they're in my shoes, but I didn't. And you know why? All these people that you see that they're not that smart. They didn't go to Harvard. They're not anything special. They don't have any magical skills. They don't have anything magical or special or really particularly unique about them, but they're millionaires and billionaires, or they're happy and successful, or they're Olympians, Olympic gold medal athletes, or whatever. There's any high achievers in any area, in any niche. They got that not because they're magical, special, so unique and not like everybody else. They just decided, they said, wow, when everybody else meets, when I meet obstacles, when I face resistance, when I get my face kicked in, I just go harder. When I fucking get knocked out, sometimes I felt like I got knocked out 3 times a day between my real estate deals. I had a fourplex of 4 unit that I was selling that just fell out from under me. The deal went to shit, and I lost the contract. So that, was a kick in the face. I'm facing with technical support and technical issues with our new CRM platform and our new texting drip campaign autopilot follow-up system that we're building out. I was having, problems with that today, but I just continue to push and push and push. And then tonight, there are a lot of barriers to entry to get all of my funds in place, to get my Ethereum in the right place on the Polygon network, on these right things, to have that in place to invest and mint my first prestigious NFT project that has a lot of, applicability or utility, functionality, all those things. So there's so many examples I can say every single day, every week, and every month. I say, wow, I did not stop. I just keep pushing through, because at this point where I am at X marks the spot at this point, I know that everybody else would have quit, but I didn't. I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, even when the money isn't showing up, even when the results aren't showing up, even when the 6-pack isn't showing up, even when, man, will I ever be able to find another great deal like that? Will I ever be able to get my crypto wallet up? Will I ever be able to, invest in the right project? Will I ever be able to buy apartment buildings and grow a powerful network of big time investors? Will I ever do this stuff? And so I just say, I will, I can, I'm more than capable, and there's nothing that will ever stop me. So I think so many people, miss out on that, are just missing the mark, because they say, oh, well, I want to do what I love, but what I love to do is I like to, pet my cat and smoke weed, but that doesn't pay well. And so people say that shit, and the point is that people think that their passion or their purpose or what they love to do is just supposed to be all lovey-dovey and all rosy and all, all happy-go-lucky all the time. That is exactly what it is not. Because if it wasn't worthwhile, there wouldn't be challenges. If it wasn't hard, then it wouldn't be worth it. So if there's some shit in your life right now that's hard, having a better relationship with your partner, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with your spouse, you feel like, man, this is hard to work through this, but when you can see that you are going to be blessed on the other side and rewarded by constantly working on your relationship, working on yourself, working on your your faith with God, or wherever you stand, in your belief system and what you want out of life. When you can say that I'm just going to keep pushing through this to work on myself, to work on this business, to work on this issue, to work on my bank account, whatever, I'm going to get blessed, and God is going to bless me because I'm just going to push through this shit when no one else will. So that's I guess my biggest message here, just to become bulletproof, man, just to become bulletproof and obsessed. And I pray that your desire far outweighs the pain. I pray that your desire far outweighs the fear that you have of pushing forward, because everything that we want, everything that we desire as humans is on the other side of that growing pain. It's on the other side of that mountain. It's through the other side of that brick wall that you have to take a step back, review what you're doing, review what you want, and just burst through that shit and just knock through that next wall, that next mountain that you have to climb, that next adversity that God wants you to. God is like, yo, Cody, that's cute. You got goals this year? You want to make $250,000 this year? Okay, Cody, how bad do you want it? Boom, God hits me with adversity. Boom, God hits me with problems, because God knows that I have to get bigger and become bigger than my problems and be a problem solver and be solution oriented and be bulletproof in my mindset if I want to be a person that is capable of being a millionaire in my 20s. I have to become someone greater. And that's the whole point of this whole thing. You guys, social media in the world thinks it's money, it's a private jet, it's a car, whatever. The whole point of that is to become a better, bigger, more developed, more solution-oriented person and more impactful human being. So who you get to become by pushing through that shit, by pushing through the adversity and overcoming those obstacles, who you get to become is way more valuable and way more worth it than any monetary benefit, than anything you can get on the other side. It's way better than the NFT that you get on the other side of pushing through that adversity. It's way better than the car or the jet that you'll get through that. Even though I will like my jet someday. So I have to get off because I'm getting calls and texts about the NFT project I'm working on, and it's a lot of work, like I said. But remember, when you recognize barriers to entry, when you say there are a lot of barriers to entry here, this is hard to get into, right? So just the same concept of saying, wow, it's really hard to get into Harvard. Think the same thing in business, in clubs, in the country club, in your real estate business or whatever that is for you. Man, it's really hard to get into this next level of real estate investing, or this next level of income, this next level of affluence. You say, damn, there's a lot of barriers. It looks really, really hard. There's a lot of obstacles to get there. That means it's worth it. That means you need to strap your shit up and you need to go harder and harder every day. Work harder and work smarter. So rewatch this, go share this. Hey, love you guys. God bless you. Have an amazing night. I'll be back tomorrow. Same shit, different day, because no one will be as consistent as me over the next 5-10 years. Other than my queen back there, who's still hooting and hollering on her live. She's got 72 people on there. And, I'm going to only have 22, this year. But the real ones, all the real ones. So appreciate it. Remember, cash flow is king. Cash is trash. Cash flow is king. Paul, see you tomorrow, dog. Let's link up sometime. I know you're in Tampa. All right, see you guys. Hit me up. Peace.